What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to MemeGC Monday. Now today, we've got an awesome episode ahead, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've got a team here that I actually built, which, you know, shocker, I actually built a team. But I'm really excited to use it. So we've got some duality going on here. We've got some weird stuff, but I think it could work. So basically, the gist of it is we have Cobalion and we have Coalossal, and a common link between these two is a Dragapult. Now, Dragapult normally either uses Beat Up to power up the Cobalion through the Justified ability, or it uses Surf to power up the Coalossal with its ability Steam Engine and the weakness policy and all that good stuff. I thought, why not put them both on one team? What's the problem? And then we put some screens on there as well for survivability, and then we've got a bunch of other stuff that's helping them out. But I think that having this ability to go between the two modes, and then these three mons really support either mode, I think that this team could work. I don't think it's the best team in the world. I think it's got plenty of counters. I think that there's plenty of stuff that can go wrong. Most of the counters are just your boy messing stuff up. But you know what? We're going to give it a shot, and so I am super excited. Now, as always, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new, and make sure to share. The YouTube algorithm really isn't a thing where we're such a small channel, so sharing is such a help for me, so thank you so much for that. And leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think about this team and which mode you think is better. Do you think it is the Coalossal mode, or do you think it is the Cobalion mode? And what do you think we could do to make the team a little bit better? And as always, the team ID will be at the end of the video. So, without any further ado, let's jump into game one. All right, match number one of the day, and we have Sun team, very typical Sun and Trick Room team. Although Alakazam will have to be carrying the Trick Room, so that's kind of interesting. And then there's a Haxorus. Okay, Haxorus is definitely an interesting bring, I would say. It's not super common. Now, one thing that's interesting is the Venusaur. So we do have safety goggles on Incineroar, which is kind of, I think, is pretty cool. So what we could lead is like Amoonguss Incineroar. I don't think I hate that lead. And then bring Pult and probably Coalossal in the back. Yeah, I think Coalossal has to come in the back. I think it's better in this case. This is definitely a weird matchup, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Just, it looks like a Trick Room team, but not a super efficient way of setting Trick Room. I'm assuming that the Hatterene is sashed by the way that, just by the composition of this team. So we see Indeedee Rhyperior. Okay. So we're gonna get an immediate Intimidate off on the Rhyperior, which is always a good thing. So, you know, you can't be too mad about that. So there it is, getting them scared, because we scary boys. So a -1 Rhyperior is a great Rhyperior. So here's our problem here, right? So if we click Spore and it goes into the Indeedee, and the Indeedee is not sashed like what we thought, then we could be in trouble. But I think I want to click Spore on this anyway, and I think I want to swap out into the Dragapult. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to conserve Incineroar for later. I think it could be useful, especially if we see Torkoal Venusaur in the back. All right, we do see Follow Me, so we're going to find out whether or not this is safety goggles. It is not. Okay. So it is most likely sashed like what we thought, so that is totally fine. That's a free sleep for us. And we do see the Rock Slide. This shouldn't be that big of a problem. Yeah, it's not. All right, so now we're going to click Spore here on the Rhyperior, and we're going to set up a Reflect real quick. And so we should be in decent shape. I mean, you know, we could set Light Screen predicting Torkoal or Venusaur to come out here. It's more likely that Venusaur would come out in the Rhyperior slot. You know, so that's a possibility. Nope, we just see a protect. Okay, so just trying to burn turns of sleep. So this will be the first turn of sleep coming off of that Indeedee, which is fine. We're gonna set the reflect up, which is gonna be very helpful. I would say it's gonna be very nice against that Rhyperior. So what do we want to do now? We could just switch out into Coalossal and go ahead and set the Surf, but I honestly don't want to do that with this Rhyperior still awake. Just because if the Rhyperior is still awake, then, you know, it could activate its own weakness policy as well. And I don't really want that being a thing. So I would like this to go to sleep as well. Perfect. Okay, so this turn we're pretty free to swap and surf. That should be fine. So Rhyperior takes its first turn of sleep here. So it's possible that Rhyperior could wake up next turn. If it does, we're in big trouble. Indeedee, I believe, has to wake up here. But I'm not really worried about an Expanding Force or a Follow Me. Not really anything that I'm concerned about right now. So there goes the Surf. This is good. This is still gonna hurt me like a lot. Ow, as it does almost half. But it's also gonna activate our Steam Engine, which is always a good thing, and our weakness policy. So what do you do about this? Yep, there's the weakness policy on the Rhyperior, as expected. If this thing wakes up, we might be in some trouble. So we see Psychic into the Coalossal slot. Rhyperior does not wake up. All right, perfect. So that is nice. That is nice. So we're going to go ahead and max here. I'm gonna click Overgrowth into the Rhyperior, as Joy-Con Drift is a thing. And we're gonna swap in Incineroar here. This covers a Psychic into that slot if that's what they want to do. It covers Expanding Force. It puts the Rhyperior back at neutral rather than having a weakness policy boost. So all around, I don't think that this is that bad of a play. And this allows us to go for Fake Out next turn, so that's also a thing, because we're getting rid of the Psychic terrain, so that's good. It's very good. So yeah, I mean, if you Psychic for offense, then that's great, but the Rhyperior goes down. So do we see... Indeedee protects, that is best case scenario, actually. Yeah, because we overgrowthed into the Rhyperior slot, so that is best case scenario. Get out of here. So that worked out. That worked out. These four are putting in some work. I like it. I like it. Okay, so, and we're gonna be healing ourselves too after we kind of self-damaged ourselves a lot more than what I would have wanted, to be honest. But it's okay. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. But we've got our Coalossal set up. We have Indeedee, which is not really doing much right now. Redirection is annoying, so we can't sleep on that just yet. But what do you go out into? I intentionally didn't want to set Sun yet either, just in case the... Alright, so we're going to see Alakazam. So it is going to have a weakened... what's it called? Expanding Force, so that's going to be very nice. I think now is when we go for Volcalith on it. And then we're going to Fake Out on... I'm going to Fake Out on the Alakazam as well. If it wants to protect, it can protect, but... I have a feeling this is all-out offensive. Yeah, it's gonna max. It's gonna max. So the Fake Out wasn't really doing anything, but I think that's okay. Alakazam is still a threat. Like, don't get me wrong. Alakazam is still a threat. But we're gonna get the Volcalith off here. It's not gonna do anything to the Alakazam, obviously. We don't see the redirection, actually. No, okay, so that just went first. So Fake Out on that might have been better, just to block the Follow Me. It's weird seeing Alakazam go last. Is that just me? I think that's very odd seeing it the last thing to move on the field. But yeah, Volgalith isn't really gonna do anything to this Alakazam. Let's see what we're gonna see. Max Knuckle based on Focus Blast. Is that gonna knock us out? It is not. Yeah, that's one thing about Max Knuckle is it doesn't, its power actually goes down rather than going up. So instead of it being, and so actually if my opponent had stayed non-Dynamax, if they had stayed small, that probably would have actually knocked out because the max move is actually weaker. So I think that was a misplay by my opponent actually going for the Dynamax. So what do we have in the back? We have Dragapult, Amoonguss. Yeah, I don't think that Venusaur is that big of a problem here. So we're not going to go for Flare because I don't want to set the sun up. But we're going to click this on Alakazam. And I'm also going to click Lash Out on it. I want to make sure that it goes down because once Alakazam goes down... Alright, Max Guard is fair. Max Guard's fair. Oh, it's Double Protect. Oh, okay. That's fine. We can just go for something else next turn. I mean, that's fine. We can just click Heat Wave next turn. Yeah, because all I have to do is just double into the Alakazam. And basically I knock it out because Venusaur's really not doing that much damage to me. It can't knock out the... And Venusaur's taking damage. Yeah, it can't knock out Incineroar with one hit, even with the even with Earth Power. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, Heat Wave is going to do a chunk to both of these, so the Double Protect is actually fine. And I could Protect here, but it's not going to really do anything. It doesn't really do anything for me because Alakazam is just going to knock me out through Protect anyway. So I don't really gain anything by that. So I think just doubling into the Alakazam is my best shot. But I think we can seal this game up. I think that we're okay. Not setting Sun was pretty crucial, I think. Oh, Venusaur just goes down. Okay. Not that it was the threat anyway, but yeah, doing that much damage is absolutely fantastic. So you knock out Coalossal here. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. Coalossal did more than its fair share of work, so I'll take it. I will absolutely take that. You did good. You did good, buddy. You did real good. And Lash Out goes ahead and knocks it out. So that is perfect. So awesome turn. Awesome game one. Awesome game one. We didn't actually lose anything until the very last turn. We didn't have any fainting until the last turn, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, good first game. My opponent definitely had a decent lead against me, but I think just our ability to work together in certain situations, and I think it has to do with the Dragapult being able to set the screens, because the screens were huge in saving a lot of our lives. I don't think that our screens ever actually expired, so the Light Clay was huge as well. So being able to live the Max Knuckle just made it a lot easier. I don't think that the match was impossible if Coalossal had gone down earlier, because we could have just put the Alakazam to sleep with the Amoonguss, and then Sleep Powder wouldn't have worked on either of our Pokemon. So I think we had that match sealed up either way. Just Coalossal made it easier. So anyway, let's jump into game two. All right, match number 2, and we have a very, very slow team. So we see one Trick Room setter again, and that's the Reuniclus, and then we have a bunch of slow, hard-hitting stuff. Clawitzer is a sleeper threat. You cannot sleep on Clawitzer at all. And Lapras also gives our team a fair bit of issues, but I think that this is a Cobalion game. I don't think Coalossal is as good in this matchup. So, we brought him game 1. I don't think he's going to come game 2. The question is, do we bring Dragapult out and Cobalion out immediately? Because I'm predicting I think Indeedee Reuniclus is your go-to lead on this squad. But do you mix it up just to throw me off? Let's try Cobalion, Dragapult. Incineroar is going to be in the back. Do we want Amoonguss or Togekiss? Togekiss is nice against the Goodra, because Amoonguss can't really touch Goodra. Yeah, I think if I don't bring Togekiss, I might just lose to Goodra. So I think that's necessary. And at the same time, though, it can have Max Ooze, so that's kind of a problem. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what my opponent wants to go for. And we could always work ourselves into a situation where we max the Togekiss instead. It's also very much a max candidate, being a crit kiss. So we'll just have to see what my opponent leads with, as to see where we want to go as far as what we want to max. So let's see, because we could always go beat up into the Coalossal or Cobalion. We see Lapras Clawitzer. Okay. So this isn't too bad, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think this is too bad. We don't have redirection on my opponent's side. If I can get rid of this Lapras, we'll be in good shape. So I think I want to go for a Rock Fall on the Lapras and just a beat up on Cobalion. I think I want to go ahead and set that up. We are going to be faster, which is good, but Clawitzer isn't too big of a threat here. I mean, I say that Clawitzer hits like a truck. It really does. It's very strong. And it's actually very good with Terrain Pulse now. It's one of... I'm not going to say the only, but for me, it's like the only viable Terrain Pulse user. And it uses it really, really well. It gives a really strong Grass move if your opponent has a Rillaboom. And it gives a really strong Psychic move when you have an Indeedee, which my opponent does. So that gives Clawitzer a Psychic type move that's very strong. Because it's also boosted by Mega Launcher, which is a really good ability, honestly. But we're going to go ahead and try to see what we can do here. We're not going to see any Protects or Max Guards, so that is a good thing. So we're going to very successfully and very slowly get to +4. That is the only thing I hate about this strat, is it takes so long to get this set up. That's the 3, okay. Alright. And I also think it's funny, I like Cobalion's animation, like when he's the only one Dynamax, how he has his head like in his beard. How it like his chin like completely lines up with his beard. I just think that's really funny. But then he looks normal when something else is maxed. So we're gonna go ahead and fire up a Rock Fall here. Go ahead and get the Sand going. And the reason I want wow, that almost one-shots Lapras. That's really impressive because G-Max Lapras is very bulky. But I want to get the Sand up because that actually, yeah, it activates Weakness Policy. We probably lose Dragapult here, but that gives us a free switch. So, you know, it's okay. Yeah, we lose Dragapult. But that might be okay. That might be okay. So I think now we go... So we're going to take like a Water Pulse or something. I really hope that you don't confuse me if that's what you go for. Aura Sphere. Wow, that's ridiculous. So he crit me. That's Dynamaxed with an Assault Vest. It does that much. That's insane. We're going Incineroar. You know, if we have to take a Max Geyser, then we have to take a Max Geyser, but like... I'm faking out this Clawitzer. I've got to force it to protect, essentially. The question is, does my opponent Max Guard on the Lapras? Because if they do, then we double the Clawitzer. Yeah, I'm gonna fake out Clawitzer because I don't want you doing that again. We do see the Max Guard, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna fake you out anyway, so that's fine. You don't gain anything this turn. Neither of us really gain anything this turn. I should have made that prediction because that was a very obvious Max Guard. But, I mean, at least my opponent also doesn't get anything out of it. So, you know, it's fine. But we're gonna Max Knuckle into Lapras. That will knock it out. And then I'll swap in Togekiss here on the off chance that my opponent wants to knock out the Incineroar, since it's a free kill, and it also preserves Intimidate for whatever wants to come in after the Lapras. So I don't think that it's the worst play in the world. It's probably not the best, but yeah, I have a feeling my opponent's just gonna go ahead and knock out the Cobalion. Bop. So Lapras goes down. Don't have to deal with that anymore. And we're not +5 attack, but I have a feeling we're getting ready to eat the dust here. But Coalossal, man, you cannot sleep on Coalossal because it actually hits like a truck. Yeah, we do see the Aura Sphere into the Cobalion slot, and that is going to go ahead and knock us out. We could have clicked Lash Out there, but I think preserving the Intimidate is probably a little bit better. Just that way we can go ahead and see what my opponent wants to go into next. All right. And this also gives us another turn of Fake Out, which is also a good thing. We also don't know if this thing is Specs. I mean, this thing is doing a ton of damage, so it very well might be Spexed. And if that is the case, then Togekiss is fine, Incineroar is not so fine. So the Intimidate doesn't really help us here. We can't Fake Out. We can Taunt the Indeedee, which I think is a pretty good play. Yeah, I don't think that Togekiss is really immediately threatened here. I'm gonna go for Air Slash on the Coalossal. It's probably gonna get redirected. Yeah, it is, but you won't be able to in the future because we are taunting you. As that does decent damage. I mean, I like it. So yeah, no more. I know Taunt isn't super common on Incineroar, but I actually really like it, so we are not Specs. Ooh. Gosh, Coalossal hits like a truck, and it confused me. That could be a problem. That could be a big problem. Alright, so Indeedee no longer has any form of just being annoying. And so I think I want to double up on the Coalossal slot. Yeah, we're gonna double into Coalossal. You can protect if you want to, but I don't really care. We have a chance of flinching now. It's a berry. Oh my gosh, Coalossal's ridiculous, man. I actually just have nothing for Coalossal. That's crazy. I have nothing for Coalossal. Can we break through, please? We do. All right, we get a Lash Out off. How much does this do? It's not gonna do much. And no flinch. All right, no more Incineroar. Dang. Yeah, you know how I said don't sleep on Coalossal, and then I slept on Coalossal? Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, also Aurora Veil's a thing, but still. Dang, man. I'm clicking Dazzling Gleam. I need to get damage off here. I don't think I really can win here either way. Because I don't think Dazzling Gleam knocks out Indeedee in one hit, and so even if I were to flinch the Coalossal with a Air Slash, yeah, even if I flinched it with an Air Slash, Indeedee still kills me in 2 shots, and I can't one-shot Indeedee. So, yeah, I don't think there's any way that I win this. We do knock out Coalossal because of the crit, and if we had crit the Indeedee, we actually would have taken a double knockout. So, and we go down. But man, that game right there, just showing Coalossal's power, kind of insane, man. I definitely underestimated it, and it's a very strong mon. It hits like a truck, man. It wasn't even Specs or anything. It's just actually that strong. So, you know, I'll take my loss like a man. It's fine. It's fine. I like getting beaten by these never used mons. I mean, you never see Coalossal, but maybe you're gonna start seeing it because it's actually really scary. So anyway, let's grab a game 3. All right, last match of the day, and we see Braviary, we see Duraludon, we see. All right, a very strong looking team though. Braviary is a threat. Let's be honest, Braviary is a big threat. So what do we bring here? Is this a Coalossal or a Cobalion game? Is this a Incineroar Togekiss lead game? I feel like this screams Coalossal. I feel like this team just screams Coalossal, and we're just gonna lead with it. No redirection. Yeah, I mean, we do have the ability to paralyze us. I'm gonna bring Incineroar in the back. I think it's a good bring. We just have to be careful with the Milotic. And then Amoonguss. Yeah, I think that's our best bet. Not that Togekiss was necessarily bad in this matchup at all. I think both of them were viable brings. I just really like Amoonguss. I like Amoonguss's ability to heal, and it helps out. It helps out a lot. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what I end up thinking after the match. Oh, you're wearing what I used to wear. Okay, so we do see the Grimmsnarl lead. So I'm assuming that we're gonna see like a T-Wave here. Do we just see a Muddy Water? And if so, why do I not Light Screen and Overgrowth? This might be a terrible play, but my thinking is that we're gonna see... Oh, we see a Max, actually. Okay, this could be bad. But we are setting Light Screen, so we're gonna see Max Milotic, which is pretty hype, I would say. I think Max Shiny Milotic is pretty awesome. Alright. This is not what I expected. This is not at all what I expected. But we're gonna see what happens. But we're gonna max Coalossal here and actually go for the Light Screen. We're not going for the Surf, because we're gonna get hit with something anyway. So this allows us to have dual control here. We did not activate competitive, so that's a good thing. We see the Reflect, but we are actually special. We are actually special Dragapult, or Coalossal, so that Reflect is actually okay. And we see the Hailstorm, so it doesn't actually go into the Coalossal. It goes into Dragapult, but we live. Alright. We live. However, this is going to allow my opponent to also get off a, get off some more screens. Yeah, that's going to do approximately 0 because Milotic is super bulky. Is it weakness policy? Is this a weakness policy Milotic? Because that would be kind of crazy. It's not. Okay. We do live the Hail. So that's good. That's good. It's very nice. Oh, and it's actually lagging Tail. It's going last. So this thing might go for Trick. If it goes for Trick, then we might be in trouble. Yeah, cause see how it's going last? It shouldn't be going last. So it has lagging Tail or Iron Ball or something like that. Still gonna click Surf. Overgrowth into Milotic. We might just see a Trick Iron Ball here, and if so, we might just lose. Because that's kind of a great play. We'd probably see Light Screen, if I were to be honest. But this previous damage... We're gonna do the exact same amount, right? If my opponent goes for... If my opponent goes for the screens and then we boost up. So, but either you get the trick off or you get the screens up. You don't get to do both this turn. Okay, so actually neither. My opponent's actually going for an attack with the Grimmsnarl, which is totally fine by me, actually, because we might actually... I think we actually just knock out the Milotic this turn. And I'm not really threatened by a Grimmsnarl. If you knock out Dragapult, that's fine. Milotic goes down. That's perfect. Okay, okay, okay. I can dig this. I can dig this. All right. Now what do you go for? Spirit Break onto Dragapult? That's fine. Goes ahead and knocks it out. That's a free switch. We've already gotten our setup here. That's a free switch. That is exactly what we want. Hail is still a thing. I'm getting tired of this Hail. I'm getting rid of that next turn. most likely. So I still have 1 turn of max, I believe. I'm gonna go Amoonguss. I'm basically trying to bait a taunt from him just to prevent the trick. If I can do that, and it's Duraludon. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually Spore into the Grimmsnarl, and I'm gonna Flare into Duraludon. We're not gonna actually get the Volcalith off this game, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay if we don't get the Volcalith off. All right, so there's T-Wave. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks a lot. But we should still be the fastest thing on the field. Yeah, we are. And you're dead. That worked out perfectly. We get rid of the hail, which is great. I don't want to deal with that. And this Grimmsnarl should go to sleep. So I think we've got this game pretty much locked down. Yep, Spore, go to sleep. Now the only thing is if it's something we need to use a rock type move on, we're carrying Meteor Beam because it's stronger than Ancient Power when you're Dynamaxed, or Gigantamaxed rather. So, Rillaboom? Alright, we're fine. We're fine. That's a Heat Wave all day long. That is a Heat Wave all day long. We can't redirect it, so what we're gonna actually do is click Pollen Puff onto it, and then Heat Wave. Rage Powder doesn't work on Rillaboom because it's also a grass type. Okay, so it went for Superpower, I'm assuming, but you're gonna die for that. Goodbye. Alright, so this is just showing you the power of Coalossal. This, you know, we've shown off Coalossal before on this team, but I like the ability to use both Cobalion and this on the same team. Now, obviously, you could also use a Terrakion on this team in the place of a Cobalion. Also a thing you can do. But yeah, Grimmsnarl not really doing anything this match. You know what? I'm gonna fire up a Solar Beam just because I can. You know? We could have also clicked Meteor Beam there just for the ultimate memes. But yeah, my opponent does just end up forfeiting. So GG to my opponent. Great last game of the day. So let me know, what do you guys think of this team? I think it's pretty cool. I think it could be tweaked. I think it's got some stuff that could be worked on to make it better. But yeah, if you want to try it out, the code is right there on the screen for you. If you want to give it a go, I think it's a pretty cool team. We may bring it again later. I may have another episode maybe this week. Maybe next week's episode will be another round with this team. We'll just have to see. But I do have another team that I'm really wanting to use for next week. So we'll just have to see what I end up deciding. So we'll see you Wednesday for a Wi-Fi battle, an awesome team that I have cooked up for you guys. I think it's really fun. So anyway, we'll see you then, and I hope you stay safe out there. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.